Okay, we're going to get into some basic grounded poses here. So your hands are on the ground, your feet are on the ground. These things are supposed to be comfortable. They're supposed to be resting poses. But if they're not comfortable, then it's going to make everything a whole lot less fun. So first one is child's pose. And you know what? That's not the simplest thing for everyone. Sometimes to get your hips back to your heels, you feel like you're pushing them back. They just don't make it. So sometimes when something's hard, best thing to do isn't to force against it, but to explore around it. So if you're on your hands and knees here and you're thinking it's child's pose time, you got lefts and rights. So get into them. Ease yourself off to one side. Use your hands to ease yourself around so you don't have to thump down. You can always find a way to move easily, move gently in a way that feels good in your body. So you're seeing me here. This is in my body, just moving my hands around and giving myself some support. You get to use that as kind of, okay, there's some ideas, but that's a starting point, and you get to find it in your own body. You can have your hips up in the air there. They don't have to reach your heels. You can use your arm as a headrest. You can have one arm forward, one back. You can have both arms back. That's a really nice shoulder release there. You can have your arms forward and kind of push into one hand and then the other. And again, it doesn't matter what anyone else's child's pose looks like. This is yours. So let the person next to you or in front of you or wherever do theirs. You find your own way in your body. So that's child's pose. And then from hands and knees, we'll come into a down dog. This is another one that it's supposed to be a nice easygoing resting pose, but if it's all stiff and tense and you're applying the 10 rules to get into a perfect down dog, forget it. You want to be comfortable in your body. So widen your hands, make them wider. Widen your feet. So you've got a nice wide athletic stance here. From here, you can move. You take a breath, you exhale, put some easy in. A little bend in your elbows and knees, and see if when you move your hips, your body moves. So you just roll around here, and then round on into a plank here. This is another one that you could make stiff and tense and immobilize yourself if you wanted, but that's not going to feel good. It's not going to help you with much. So you take a breath, you relax it, put a little bend in your elbows and knees, and roll around. Another one where, see if moving from your hips, your whole body moves, then you're movable. And then from here, you can just give yourself a little shimmy, and you got it. And roll it next into a side plank. One more where it could be kind of stiff and tense, and you're just waiting for it to be over, not very comfortable. Or you could drop out of that, relax again, pull a reset here, and then come into something movable. So feet don't have to be stacked on top of each other. You could do a little side plank dance here, walking one foot back, one foot forward. You basically want to see if, is my body happy moving? If there's some part of me when I'm moving around and exploring, rolling my chest open to the ceiling, or taking a little dance around here, is there some part of me that isn't happy moving? And then see what you can do to help that part. And you help that. You get into you by exploring you. It's way more to you than just the narrow little boundaries of poses. So the more you can kind of creatively explore and give yourself the freedom to get all around, every which way around all these poses, and see what feels good to you. And it'll be different every day. Maybe some days you'll look like this. Maybe some days you'll look completely different. Maybe side to side you'll look different. So there's our side planks. Let's get to an up dog. This is another one where you could have your legs off the ground. You could be stiff and tense in your legs and your back and everything. It doesn't feel good. Not going to help you get more athletic, and certainly isn't going to let stress out. So drop it out. Take a breath. Get your move on here. You have your elbows bent. You could be up high. You could also just wriggle around on the floor, and notice that if your legs are relaxed, they can roll around. It's a whole lot easier to move your body if your legs are relaxed, if all of you is relaxed. So the more you can just stay pretty easy going and breathe deep so you feel around your body, then you're going to be able to move, you're going to be able to explore, you'll be able to find your way into you a whole lot more effectively. So this is an up dog. If you find a spot where you just want to linger and breathe, then you find a good spot to linger and breathe. You don't have to keep just exploring. All this exploration is so you get to find those spots. So let's bring it on back to a downward dog and take a walk. So sometimes the walk forward, if that's all stiff and tense in your legs, it may not be that fun. But if you just let your hands move and your feet move, you don't have to walk into a smaller and smaller space. You give yourself all the room in the world, and then you round on up. At the top of your inhale there, it's pretty strong reach, but then anytime you're moving, you're easy going. And then the walk back, that doesn't have to be a jump or a kick or a struggle on back. You could just step a leg back. And then you lean into that hand and you step the other leg back. So there's always a way to find in your body a way to do all of these basic things easy. And then everything else is going to be easy too. You just keep finding your own way. So have fun with that.